So this tutorial video is going to be about this particular assignment, the power of choice. And rather than what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the article and we're going to talk about it in this video. I'm not going to go over all these again because I've already done it previously. If you do have questions on what to do and how to answer these, feel free to email me at Christopher@QuantumEarthHealing.com. So first we'll open that up and get to the area so you can see what it looks like. It's very similar to the other assignment. So here you would put, they're already, discussion topics are already created, so you would, again, you just go to these, answer the questions by replying so that you could add it to what other people have already done. So, but that's all going to be after you read the article or you watch this entire video. And you don't have to watch this video, you can just go right to the article and read it on your own if you'd like. So here we go to the article. Okay, so I'm just going to begin reading. I'm going to stop every once in a while and talk about what I read if I feel like there's a point that we should make. So in the book, Seat of the Soul, Gary Zukav states, "The choice not to choose is choice to remain unconscious." Now, most people live in an unconscious state. And I'm going to stop for a second. And I want to just remind everybody that, remember that we are living out of our unconscious over 90% of the time on any given day. So to really change choices, because in other words, when we're in an unconscious state, we're having reactions to triggers, we're reacting to stimuli or things or events that are happening around us. So we're really not choosing in the moment. We're making choices based on triggered reactions. Okay. I'm going to continue on. "Before I chose to deal with the old and more recent pain of rejection from my father and my siblings, I lived in an unconscious state. I was controlled by my triggers. When I perceived someone rejected me, it triggered a release and a revival of all the old pain stored within my emotional mind and body, the wretched stuff stored in my subconscious that lay waiting for its chance to be free. Unfortunately, if we are all living in an unconscious state, we don't realize we are being given a gift and an opportunity to heal, and instead take the new perceived rejection, combine it with the old stuff, and push it right back down into the dungeon of our subconscious. Over time, we can create quite a tumultuous pit of insidious pain. As you can imagine, the longer we choose not to heal, the more we have to heal when we do choose this path. The good news, it is never too late to choose to heal. As you read more and make the choices to heal, always keep in mind that each time a person comes into our lives and causes a trigger to trip and causes an upheaval of emotional responses, we are given a gift for another opportunity to heal if we make a conscious choice to do so. Also keep in mind that until we do choose to heal, we are destined to relive the triggered responses over and over until we choose otherwise. This is our subconscious mind trying to clear out the cobwebs so we can be healthier in mind, body, and spirit. The power of choice is not limited to good choices. We all make poor choices from time to time. If we feel a need to make poor choices, then do it consciously and take responsibility for whatever outcome ensues, instead of falling into blame mode and perceiving ourselves as victims. For example, you get a speeding ticket. You don't want to pay the ticket because you feel that you were not speeding. The police officer was rude, the speedometer doesn't work properly, you were just going along with traffic, etc. You chose not to pay the ticket because for all or some of the reasons above. In other words, you are the victim. You lose your driver's license, get increased fines, etc., and blame the police officer, the court, the state, and further perceive yourself as a victim. There is another way. You can empower yourself with choice and consciously choose not to pay the ticket and accept responsibility for the ensuing results. Two things will probably happen. One, you will not feel like a victim and feel empowered. 2, you'll probably decide to pay the ticket and choose to take the steps to remedy whatever caused you to get a ticket in the first place. Which brings us to another of many negative aspects of blaming, not taking responsibility. We do not see the opportunity for change, growth, and healing. We're too busy feeling sorry for ourselves. This applies even to the most trivial of situations to the most horrible. When I was 8 years old, I was molested by a close family friend. No one would think poorly of me for carrying a myriad of blame-oriented feelings and feeling sorry for myself, but I can honestly share that these feelings would have ruled my life if I hadn't decided to make a conscious choice to take responsibility for my feelings and emotions and choose to begin a journey of healing. I chose to take responsibility for my healing, and I chose not to accept any responsibility for what he chose to do to me. So you can see that when you finally blaming, when we choose to blame other people for our problems or choose to blame things for our problems, we're actually giving all of our power away, and we're kind of dooming ourselves to an unending pattern of being a victim and then blaming everybody for our problems and our feelings and our unmet needs. So in my case, when this example of the molestation, and like I said, not very many people would think poorly of me for carrying a lot of anger towards this person. But for me, it was a matter of, is this what I want my life to be like? Is this what I want to bring into my life? The constant blaming, the constant remembering that someone treated me poorly, and everything that's wrong now in my life is because of them. And if I would have stayed in that mindset, that's all I would know. That's all that I would attract into my life. So taking the responsibility to heal and see another way of living is a much better route in my case. And I'm really glad I chose that way. So to help you out, there are some suggested exercises. I didn't read it, but if you look down towards the bottom of the page, you can actually click on those and go to, you can't click on them on this video, but if you go to the actual article, you can click on them and follow them. And there's quite a few exercises and meditations that might be very helpful, and they're both written form and there's 2 times. There's a writing. For some people have a hard time meditating, so I did created some writing meditations where you actually write it out. So again, thank you for listening to this video, and if you have any questions, as always, feel free to shoot me an email, Christopher@quantumworthhealing.com.